This is for Unit 5, Art is Expression. If you chose the 3D version, then you'll be working with clay, and you will be making an expressive creature. And in this video, I'm just going to show you some of the possibilities for building them. Essentially, they are all built out of 1 or 2 pinch pots. So you will need to watch the video on how to make a pinch pot. Now, here's some examples of, this is 1 pinch pot. So notice how it's just a single, it's kind of a long, skinny pinch pot because I knew I was planning out the creature. And then I turned it down, so the opening's on the bottom. And then I added tentacles, a little eye, a big eye, a mouth, and I created some texture on it, which I then painted later after it was fired. So this would be an example of a 1 pinch pot creature, and I'll show you some more in a minute. This is 2 pinch pots. So in this case, I put them so it's like a bowl with a lid, and the lid also is curved. So it's 2 bowls that face in towards each other. And from part of my style, I guess, is I like to have them have big mouths. So this one, the opening, is where the mouth is. Now, you could do it any number of ways. It could be where the neck is, it could be all sorts of things. So I just happened to, in this case, I put the legs on this bowl, and then I made another bowl. I did not attach them together, and on this bowl, you see I got the nose, the eyes, and the ears. And then I added texture to it, and I painted it later. Then, the other way to do this is 2 pinch pots, but you attach them together, which gives you like, it's a hollow ball of clay. And you can, that means you don't have any openings in it. This is a bank. Now you do have to create some sort of an opening, so I made a place where you can put coins into it. Yes, I realize there's no way to get the coins out. You would have to break it. If you want to, you could cut a hole in the bottom, but in that case, then why not do it the easier way with 1 pinch pot, and they would just fall out the bottom. So I'm going to go over these in more detail so you have a pretty good idea. And while you're looking at these, you can think about whether you want to use 1 pinch pot, 2 that aren't attached, or 2 that are attached. So I'm going to show you examples of all. Here's 1 pinch pot. The mouth is open towards, the opening is the mouth. And then I put legs, and it sits right on there. So basically it's a head with arms and legs. Here is 1 pinch pot. I'm working a little smaller, and I wanted to create a body. So I made a very small pinch pot, and then I created, this is solid. So if you work really small, then you can create a solid. You don't have to have it hollow. So the body's solid, and then the pinch pot rests on top. Now if you work small, you might even have enough clay to make a couple little creatures. Here's another example of 1 pinch pot, and I was trying to create more of a body for this one. Notice how wide the legs are, and then there's just a little suggestion of a body here. But if you're going to have it stand up like this, it is pretty tricky, and the legs have to be fairly wide. So I had a little trouble resting it on those legs. Okay, so those are all my 1 pinch pot examples. Now, 2 pinch pots. They can be like the one I showed you before, where it's 2 that go together and you don't attach them to each other. So, and this guy was the same thing, 2 that go together. And I have a video showing you 2 pinch pots. I think I call it bowl and cover or something like that. Now, there's other ways to work with 2 pinch pots. Oh, I forgot, this is 1 pinch pot, again, that goes, the openings down. Okay, so there's 2 pinch pots that are attached. Now, I showed you this one where the opening is inside, but there's other ways to do this. Here's a pinch pot for the head, and then the other pinch pot is here, faces down. So they are attached. The side of 1 pinch pot is attached to the bottom of the other. Makes a body and a head. So There's another example of 2 attached pinch pots. Here's another one that's done in a similar way. So I made a larger pinch pot for the head. Isn't he cute? And a much smaller one for the body. And then I attach them the same way and put legs, an arm, ears. Now he has a little bit of a problem. He tends to be, think about balance with these, he tends to want to fall over like that. So actually I got him awfully heavy towards the back, and he tends to want to fall over. So be aware of the balance so that these can stay upright. So those are 2 attached pinch pots. Other options again are to put the 2 openings together, attach them, make a bank, or now this one's also 2 attached pinch pots that are the body of this little dog thing. The head was a smaller pinch pot that I closed up, but then I punched openings. You have to let the air out. So I poke through on the eyes and the nostrils, and I also poke through underneath. If you make an enclosed ball of clay that has air in the middle, that air superheats in the kiln and needs to get out, or else it will wreck your clay. So it would break your creature. So here there's holes for the eyes, there's holes along there, there's a hole under there. That lets the air out. So it wouldn't have to be a bank, but you do need to plan ahead to where you're going to punch through to that hollow center and let the air out. So have fun with this. Make them expressive of some sort of emotion. I call this one, I feel so confused. So think about the emotion you're trying to express. I made the eyes face 2 different ways. I made one ear one up and one down. I created texture on it. And then later I did more with the texture when I painted it. So have fun, be expressive, and try to make a creature.